Hi, today I want to show you another easy dinner recipe. Today I'm making chicken with a side of mashed potatoes and a salad. So I'm using my rice cooker and I'm using the slow cook mode on it. I've set it to low and set it for 6 hours, so it's already been going for quite a bit of time. And what I have in there are 2 large chicken breasts, and all I did was add some actually creamy potato soup to it, and that will actually serve as my gravy. And to enhance the flavor, I also added 1 package of dry ranch seasoning. So that's an easy way to create a gravy without having to whip it up on the stove. So that is cooking in the rice cooker again, as I said. And for the side, I'm gonna make creamy garlicky mashed potatoes. I have about 2 pounds of russet potatoes peeled and cut in about quarters, and what I like to do is keep them on the counter in really cold water and add a little bit of ice to it as well so that it stays cold. This way it can just stay on the counter and not take up space in the fridge until you are actually ready to cook them in boiling water. And another reason to keep them in the cold water is that it prevents the potatoes from oxidizing and getting that brown color if it sits out without water for too long. Here I've got a large pot coming up to a boil, and I recently just bought this one. It's a Cuisinart brand, and it is fully stainless steel. So I like that because I have not had a pot like this ever, and so this will allow me to actually use metal utensils or mixers, and we can actually mash the potatoes in here both with the hand masher and a mixer. So again, that saves on dishes and it should be fairly easy to clean. So here's the potatoes. I'm going to add them in slowly with a spider. I like to use this tool because it helps with the splashing and also not getting yourself splashed with the boiling water. So this is what I'm going to use to mix my mashed potatoes with. I like to use a hand mixer when it's small portions. I do have a stand mixer, also KitchenAid, but this one is quick and easy to clean, so I'm just using that today. The spices I'm adding in are this gourmet garlic that's roasted, so it's a little bit stronger and has a lot more flavor than just regular garlic powder. So if you can, try to find a roasted garlic version. It makes a big difference, and this was a tip from another YouTube channel that I follow, they buy theirs at like a local spice shop. I didn't have a spice shop that I could find near me, so I actually ordered this on Amazon. So take a look and see if you can find something like this on Amazon or any kind of local shop, or even at a regular grocery store. I had a hard time finding one that was roasted garlic only without any other herbs in it. So for mashed potatoes, they're relatively bland, so you want to use really good ingredients in it. I'm adding a little bit of onion powder. And another thing, as you can see, the way I actually keep track of the expiration dates is I buy dot stickers and then I write the date that they expire. This makes it so easy to see what's about to expire when you're looking at your spice cabinet, whether it's a Lazy Susan or whether you got it on a shelf or in a drawer. Looking from all of them up above, you have one standard date for everything, and I like that because different brands like to stick those expiration dates different places and they're hard to read. So that's my little tip to you. And so I'm using white pepper and also salt as the last flavorings. White pepper really only because it disappears into the mashed potato, so you don't see the black grains as much. And so with little kids, that's a good way to kind of hide some spices in their food without them refusing to eat it. I have about 2 tablespoons of butter. I may end up using a little bit more. And in here I'm going to add a dairy. You can use any dairy of your choice. What I'm going to do is do half a cup of half and half and then dilute it with another half a cup of milk. Heavy cream I find can be too heavy. So if you use heavy cream, just use the remainder of the water from your mashed potatoes to add into the potatoes as well, or milk. Adding also the pink Himalayan salt. So the water is boiling. I'm adding these in slowly, and remember the potatoes are pretty cold. It'll take some time for the water to come back up to boil. So wait until it's fully boiling and then leave it on boil for 20 minutes. I also like to check the potatoes maybe after 15 minutes because sometimes, depending on the variety of the potato, they may end up cooking a little bit faster. and you don't want them completely falling apart in the water. So if they feel tender to the knife, after 15 minutes, take them out then, but generally russet potatoes take about 20 minutes. So here are my cooked potatoes. That's the consistency you want. You want the knife to go through pretty easily, but you don't want them completely mashed. I'm adding in the butter, and I'm only going to drizzle in a little bit of the dairy mixture, a little bit at a time, because if you add too much liquid, they end up being runny, and you end up more of like with a potato soup or a potato watery puree than mashed potatoes. A splash of the roasted garlic, not too much, it's pretty flavorful, but like I said, makes a big difference. A little bit of the onion powder and pepper. And the tools you can use to mash it by hand, I always like to pre-mash it a little bit before using a mixer. That helps you figure out if you have enough butter and if you have enough of the liquid in there. So this is a standard potato masher, but you could actually also use this, which is ground beef masher. That would work fine, or just a large fork. I've used all three versions. Here I've pre-mashed it. I'm adding in a little bit more of the milk mixture because they still look a little dry. So again, add as you go and mashing some more. Now these are the potatoes after I've used the handheld mixer as well to get it to a really, really creamy texture. If you want yours chunky, you don't have to use the hand mixer. So this is my easy go-to garlic mashed potatoes. I make these not just on a regular weekday dinner or weekend dinner, but I like to make these around holidays. This is my go-to when I'm making sides for Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, or any other celebration. So hope you try it. Serve it with a salad or any kind of veggies you want on the side. And again, experiment with different spices to flavor your food. Thank you and have a great day.